Hey, hey, hey! It's the first ever real estate marathon. I'm your host, Jas Takhar. My next guest, he is the president and co-founder of one of Canada's fastest growing companies. He coaches over 100,000 investors. His portfolio consists of hundreds, if not thousands now, and he'll share that with us, of doors. He is a very, very sought after speaker, an author, a serial entrepreneur / mad scientist when it comes to a whiteboard. I'm pretty good with whiteboards, but this gentleman's like amazing. I've seen him in action. I've got to share the stage with him plenty of times. He's one of the best real estate coaches I've ever come across. We are in for such a massive treat. There he is, Mr. Michael Sarracini. How you doing today?
Awesome, man. Well done. Congratulations to you, the REC team. You guys have done an amazing job. Look at this. You're live streaming. You are in the room, bringing people from around the country. Well done, man. This looks great. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you, Michael. I mean, I love seeing your face all the time. I love seeing your smile. We have a lot of people on right now, and I gotta tell you, the biggest response we got from all the promotion and all the digital stuff we were doing, they're like, "This is great, but when is Michael Sarracini gonna be speaking? What time is he coming on?" And so that's why I'm seeing the numbers jump right on my screen right now. It's going crazy. Michael, thank you so much. We're going to be speaking about the top trends during COVID, the top 5 trends during COVID that you've seen, because you coach over hundreds of thousands of investors, man. Like, you're bringing a lot, like a huge wealth of knowledge. And so for everybody who's watching or listening, guys, like, this is the time I need you to take some notes, because we only got 18 minutes and 42 seconds left with Michael, and you've been so gracious with your time. I know you generally never speak during August. I sent you a text. You're like, "Jas, if it's for you and REC, I got your back. Don't worry." So I'm gonna try to take a little bit of a backseat right now, Michael, because you're not shy to the camera or these type of virtual conferences. You do them all the time. Go at it, my man. What's the top 5 COVID trends you've been noticing?
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Jas. I'm going to try to move quick. I'm bringing you information, not only from me and really not from me, from my coaching team. I have an amazing coaching team. And like you said, we coach thousands of people through our coaching programs and hundreds of thousands through all of our stuff. So what I've done, I meet with the coaching team once a month and I get all of the goods, what's happening on the street right now. And so I'm bringing you the executive summary of what's happening on the street. Over 1,000 hours worth of coaching has gone into what I'm about to give you. And, you know, it's really amazing when you have a coaching team like mine that works with so many different people. The amount that they learn in one day is more than I can learn in a whole year. If I was doing this 24 hours a day, I couldn't get this much contact in a month. What they do in a year, it's amazing how much value there. But I want to address something. You said mad scientist, I think, and look, at my hair is kind of getting there, guys.
I didn't even know, Michael. I haven't seen your face for a while, so I didn't know you had the hair like a mad scientist too.
I know you didn't even know, and there it is. I'm getting in my older age. I think I'm getting a little more mad.
Well, sorry, buddy. Someone just commented right now. They said, "Oh my God, Michael, you're looking younger."
Amazing. I should keep this hair. I think I don't think my wife likes it, so that means
I was going to ask you, what does the boss think? The real boss. What does she think about it?
So she doesn't like it, so I don't like it. So we're got it. But today I'm on vacation with my family, so I wanted to still come in. We're at the cottage here, which is really cool, and kids are just taking a little chill out time. We're going to go hit the beach, and today's it's my wedding anniversary. I know it's
oh my God,
we had his birthday.
Well, we had 2 birthdays. We have Chris's birthday. We have my mom's birthday. Happy anniversary! Let's see this come through the chat group or what is this called, Bobby? The panel here. They're coming in. Happy anniversary! What can I ask? How many years, my man?
No, because honey, how many? No, I'm kidding. No, we're 8 years.
8 years. Happy 8-year anniversary, buddy.
So, really cool. Yeah. So, okay, let's get to the good. So my coaching team, I've got stories from the street as well, because this is not just, me reading some articles or doing a couple things and writing some things down. This is the information that over 1,000 other investors out there are funneling to our coaching team and then funneling to me. So you can kind of see me as like the focal point of all of this information. So here we go, the top 5 trends. I also brought a special gift for your audience today, Jas. So I want to make sure we get to that. I have a special free gift to give everybody because I just love what you guys do, and I always like to give free gifts when I do stuff. So here we go. Number 1, motivated sellers. Right now, we are on the cusp of a massive redistribution of wealth, one that hasn't happened for since the 2008 financial crisis. There was a lot of people that lost money in that time, but there was a lot of people that became overnight or quick millionaires, 6 months to 1 year. Like, this is impossible to make that much wealth in 1 year. Real estate is a long-term game, but we're at a transitional point right now. And one of the most powerful things that we see is motivated sellers. Why? Because there's panic in the market. There's uncertainty. And when there's uncertainty, there is opportunity for people that are willing to learn how to do something and then actually take action. So motivated sellers is number 1. And that focuses more around the psychology of real estate. You have amazing people today, Jas, that are going to talk about the economics of real estate. You have Sasha and Callum and all these great people. I want to talk about the psychology. I'm not an economics expert, but I like to learn about psychology. That's why people make the decisions they make. There's a branch of science in psychology called behavioral science. And in particular, I'm interested in behavioral economics, why people make purchasing decisions. And so the psychology right now is one of uncertainty. And that means people sell, they panic. And we're not at the panic point yet. Actually, in some markets we are. But when you get motivated sellers, you get deals. You get prices, you get things you can buy, properties you can buy for less than what they should be worth, both based on the market value of the property next door, and also based on the 4 ways to win value, which we can get into in a future discussion together. So motivated sellers, there's people there that are selling for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 less, for 90 cents on the dollar. The market generally is strong, right? You know this. The prices haven't dropped. The inventory is limited, and so people are still buying. But there are more. The
GTA, Michael, we saw a 17% increase last month from year over year, right? Sorry.
Yeah, that's the economics of it, right? We're seeing the rise up. But in the economics, entwined in there is the psychology of it. No matter how well the market's doing, there's always people that are uncertain and are going to pull the trigger and sell something. There's always the disasters happening, the bad things happening, the death, the divorce, the disasters. And that forces people to sell even in a good market and just offload their property. There's the good things that happen. There's promotions, there's inheritances, there's people sell businesses and sell properties and have all this money, and then they sell. So there's motivated sellers out there right now. And so one of the main sectors that our students are seeing motivated sellers is in the student rental market. And I'm a big student rental guy. That's how I made my mark on this real estate world to start. But with the universities closed, landlords are panicking and they are selling, and some of them are going months without rent, which is kind of sucks in the months, but it's great for the long term. What's 2 months in a long term of 200 or 300 months of your property? And so student landlords now are starting to sell their properties and saying, I just can't deal with this. I can't deal with the uncertainty. So you could pick up student rental properties for 80, 90 cents on the dollar because they're selling. The downfall for you is you might go a couple months without renting the property, but you can weather a couple months to get something for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 less. Or put it this way, if you get something for $40,000 less and you forego 3 months of rent at $2,000, what does the math tell you, right? $40,000 of benefit, $6,000 of penalty, you get $34,000, you're up on the world. So
unfortunately, not everyone just looks at it like that, right, Michael? Like, we look at it from such a short-term lens or perspective. But when you say 40,000 in my 40,000 in my left pocket and 6,000 going out of my right pocket, there's still 34,000 coming back into the right pocket.
That's right. Yeah, your net 30,000. I'm actually. It's funny you mentioned short-term. I'm reading this book right now called Drive by Daniel Pink. Yeah, it's the surprising truth about what motivates us. And
I think he also wrote a book about left brain, right brain as well. I think he wrote I love this author.
I think that's him. Yeah, and I like that book as well. This is all about how your psychology works. I just love these books. But he talks about how people make short-term decisions, and this is the perfect example of most of the world is making short-term decisions. But people that are educated, like the hundreds and hundreds of you watching, you can get around that and say, I'm going to make long-term decisions. I'm going to make decisions now that I can project out 4, 5, 10, 15 years. And so motivated sellers are coming up. What else? Landlords with tenants not paying. So, all of the hoopla, all of the noise around, tenants not paying their rent and the governments in a lot of provinces saying that you can't get evicted. Well, that's causing uncertainty, and that's causing landlords to sell their properties. And when landlords sell their properties and they're motivated, that means you and we get deals. We get things for less than what they should be worth. It's a temporary blip. So there's lots of landlords out there that are scared of their tenants not paying. There's some landlords or tenants haven't paid. Those are great situations for motivated sellers. So the way you do this is you have to market to people that might be in this situation. So if I were to put out marketing for student rentals, I would say, students not coming back to school, we can help. We can buy your property. Or for landlords that their tenants aren't paying, tenants aren't paying their rent, tenants boycotting paying your rent, let us help you and we can buy your property. So your marketing message has to be crafted to the what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. And Jason has a great story for me. He said his students that are in the Waterloo region are telling him that they're finding deals because they're finding people that are selling their properties exactly this situation because they're afraid that the universities aren't going to open up again and they're never going to be able to rent it. So they're just offloading it. They sell for 10 or 20,000 less. They're fine. And they're fine with it, Jas, because student rentals have gone up like 10, 15% a year over year since I've started in the year 2000. 20 years. So
and this is, as you mentioned, this is where you made a lot of your wealth, right? Was starting out there.
So second is vacation rentals. Okay. You guys might be covering this. Vacation rentals are I feel like this is obvious because most people aren't traveling. We're not going on flights. I'm traveling. I'm at a cottage here. So, these places are booked up like crazy. Vacation rentals. And the cities that house vacation rentals has shot up in value. So it's not just the vacation rental, it's the entire microeconomic ecosystem. It's the corner store, it's the wakeboarding shop, it's the restaurants. The whole economy gets driven up right now because people are spending tons of money on places they could drive. So every province, every state, that's different. But vacation rentals around where you are, those are shooting up in value. So the tips with vacation rentals, look for something like a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, because you want to be able to rent to 2 families if possible. That gets you parents and kids, or parents, kids, and then 2 grandparents. That's where people are going to pay top dollar, 4-bedroom, 2 baths. And
you're bang on with that. I just came from Grand Bend a couple of weeks ago, and it was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath that was rented. Bang on with that one, Michael. Yeah.
These are what our students are telling us are giving them maximum results. And again, I could never come up with all of this information with my own experience. It would take me years. This is hundreds, not thousands of hours of experience distilled into this stuff. And then try to get 2 bedrooms in each room to maximize your heads and beds. Heads and beds means how many people you can get sleeping in the cottage or the vacation rental. That's where you're going to maximize your dollar. So 2 beds in each room, whether that's bunk beds or 2 twin beds, maybe they can be pushed together. Somebody wants to sleep in the same bed. And Judy has a great story here. Judy, one of our coaches, has a vacation cottage rental business. So she has these little resorts that have multiple units, like cabins. She said she had over 750 views on her listing in 1 week. Normally she has about 100 views. Okay. So it's over 7 times. She could have rented her larger cottages at Sleep 10 50 times this summer, she said, by the amount of demand. And that's a lot more than usual. So what did she do? She's not going out to buy more vacation rentals because the market's gone up 25%. It might not be a good time to buy, but it is a good time to buy in either the local economies, or if you have something, see if you can increase the income. So she's added bunkies to her cottage. She added 6 beds in each bunkie, plus 3 plus a bathroom. And she sold out for all of 2020 in the first couple of days. She sold out for all of 2021 already. And now she's booking into 2022. When you talk about supply and demand, when you have so much demand for your product that you're booking 2-3 years in advance, now you're talking about prices going up. And prices for us as business people mean profits. And so
I love what I love what you just talked about with the last investor, because I spoke about it in the intro, which is the what and the why is what's important. The how, you just brought up 2, 3, 4 examples on how to increase profits even while values are going up. You might not want to buy in like a certain vacation rental right now, but there's other things you can do to increase revenues.
You got it. If you can't buy, there's other things to do, but there still are places to buy. So I hadn't even thought about this, but Jason said his students are showing him how they are looking for properties off the beaten path. So he said there's an incredible demand for these other areas that you would normally think as vacation areas. And so think about any province. I'm going to talk about Ontario, Northern Ontario, Muskoka area, is what we think about cottage country. But there's so many areas around Ontario and Alberta and Manitoba and BC that could be great vacation rentals in this market, not 6 months ago, but today. They're great vacation areas, but people just haven't discovered them yet. So get creative. Find areas where people might want to go on vacation, because those cities are where people are going to start to go, because everything else is freaking sold out and people are going to want to go on vacation locally. They're not flying for years. Guess what? People aren't flying for years other than for business or necessity. Yep. So they're going to be close by. So
would you just say, Michael, like 2-hour drive, 3-hour drive? Is that kind of like, what would your suggestion be, right? So I'm here in the GTA. Like, what would be an okay, like 3 hours away? Invest in something that's 3 hours away, maybe?
Yeah, it's a good question. It depends if you mean 3 hours from where you live or 3 hours from.
I apologize. 3 hours where you live. Yes. Yeah.
I would say I invest where returns are best. So where I live to me is irrelevant. I'm more thinking 2 to 3 hours from major population centers. Okay. Because more population you have in any business, the more business you're going to have, supply and demand, the more demand you'll have. And so if you live in Ontario and Alberta is a great spot, you invest in Alberta, or vice versa, right? And so you want to be where people can drive to within a couple hours.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so that's a great little circle you can draw around population centers. All right, next one. First, I just want to tell everyone the free gift I brought, Jas, if that's okay, before we.
Yes, we love free stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, so this is for everybody watching. I can only offer for a couple days, but what we do, we have a group called Income Property Labs. It takes this experiment every day that people are running on how to do different things in their income property business, and it distills it into what is working today. Just exactly what I'm talking about. Thousands of hours of coaching into the goods, the things that actually work. Well, we have a group that meets every single month with our coaches, and our coaches will teach a new lesson and do Q&A and really help people in a group setting. It's called Income Property Labs, and what I brought is a free 30 days for everybody. It's $47 a month, so it's really well priced. But for your audience today, Jas, I'm going to give everyone a full free month, free 30 days to join Income Property Labs and to learn all these things. I can only cover so much in 20 minutes, but our coaches an hour every single month. They have a success tool. They have an executive summary. There's a Facebook group. It's amazing. So anybody who's interested, if you go to incomepropertylabs.com/REC, you're going to get the special offer for the next couple of days. You can join for free. Tuesday is our next live lab. We do it once a month. And we're going to be talking about flipping to yourself, which is something that, we talk about a lot, Jas, how you can improve a property and pull the equity out and almost get 100% return on investment.
Love it. Love it. So I love other people's money. I mentioned it earlier, mostly CMOSs, but I still generally like to go to lenders and get other people's money. Continue, my man.
Okay, here we are. So the third one I have is multi-unit properties. And so multi-unit properties in particular right now, I want everyone to think about running them like a business in this COVID world. And now you should be doing this anyway. Like I teach, run your income properties like a business all day long. It's really important, but run them like a business from a customer experience perspective. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you go to any location today, what do you have to do? You have to wear a mask if you go inside most places. They have signage everywhere. I see signs on the floor, stand here, stand here, stand here. So put all of that, treat it like a business. Put all of that in your multi-residential units. If you have shared laundry, make sure that you have hand sanitizer, pay for that. Go to vistaprint.com or vistaprint.ca, and you could get all of the signage. You post them on the wall, the physical distancing. You could put, even just if you don't want to spend the money on that, spend the money. But even if you don't spend that money, just put green masking tape 2 meters apart where people stand. Treat it like a business, and then send out an email to all of your tenants and make sure that they know that you're serious about their safety and that you've put the proper COVID measures in place. And then when you're repair people, this is important because I had a handyman go the other day. I made sure that they wore a mask. They brought hand sanitizer, they wore a mask, and I let the tenants know that ahead of time. My property manager let the tenants know that so that everybody feels safe. I tell you, Jas, this is like the number one thing you could do to stick out from other people. Be professional, treat your business, your tenants like customers and like a business, and have the proper COVID things in place. And so
Michael, I think the first time I heard you speak, it's probably going back to about 8 years, 7, 8 years ago or something like that, maybe 8 years ago. And what struck me right away about you specifically is when you started to share the checklists, the systems that you put into place within your investing portfolio, the investing business that you run, like your organization, Keyspire, it's one of the fastest growing. It's the biggest. In my opinion, I don't get paid to say this, guys. It's the best investment group on the planet. It comes from the top, this gentleman that you see. But that obviously you need its own systems. You guys do massive events and all that. And I actually just learned how much is involved to put on an event like this out of your office, because we're in a virtual arena at a hotel right now and you guys do this really easy. But when I saw the amount of systems and checklists you had in place to, like, when you rent something out, the same paint that you use, you buy the paint once and then you use it for all your properties. Like, in all honesty, like it's very simple, but you took the time to do it. You ran it like a business, and you run it like a business.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I'm glad you recognized that early on. It's so important. That's what allows you to grow and scale and make the money you deserve. Everybody watching. And these are the things we do in Income Property Labs. Every month you get a new success tool. And often that's a checklist that is created by our experts, is created by our students that are doing this every day. And so you're going to get the checklist. You're going to get all of that. Income Property Labs was our solution to help as many people, thousands of you, every single month with all of these pieces.
And I wanted to mention, I mean, it's free for the next 30 days, guys. But Michael also mentioned that it's $47 a month. I bought 3 McDonald's combos for the team yesterday because that's what they wanted. I paid $67, I think, dollars. Like, by the time somebody supersized this and supersized that, they was like $60 or something silly. Like, for $47 a month to get the education. And really, look, I spoke about mentors, and you've not only been a mentor to me personally, but from afar as well, just watching you in the organization. But to get all the ways that Michael's hit his head against the wall, we don't have to anymore now, because we can watch and learn and take and literally imitate what he's done and then assimilate it. And then you can start innovating it later. Get it first. So even after the 30 days, guys, $47 to invest, not only in to get the know-how to invest in real estate, but to also invest in yourself. This is a no-brainer. Sorry, Michael, go on, my man.
Yeah, no, I don't even know how we do it for $47 a month.
I don't know.
I wouldn't be able to pay my people and, pay for the things. So it's really bare minimum because we want to help as many people as possible. And we have coaching programs, one-on-one coaching, and they're, we can spend as much as you want and we could customize anything for you. But this is a nice entry-level way to learn. Okay, so what else can we do with multi-units in our time here? Filtration is so important. And Health Canada just came out with a big study about filtration. So here's my tip for you guys. Buy the best HVAC filter that you can find. Whether you have a 2-unit home, a 1-unit home, especially if you have 2 units, a basement apartment, if you have 6 units, get the 3M HEPA virus filter. It's like $50. It sucks. Most landlords don't buy it. Buy that filter and let your tenants know that their safety is important. You have the best virus filter for them, and put that in. And here's the most important thing, everyone. Buy them now, because they will be out of stock in October when everybody figures this out. Every landlord will have their furnace filter serviced in October and November. You will not be able to buy these filters anywhere. I actually bought a case of 100 and I'm selling them for $75. And no, I'm kidding. There's another.
You had me there. I was like, oh, okay. Where do you get it? Okay, great. Awesome.
I would never do that. That's like the guy that sells hand sanitizer for.
I know. And the masks and all that. Yeah.
That's rotten. But anyway, my point is, buy them now. Go and stock up on 5 or 6 of those, depending on how many properties you have.
Sorry, Michael, what's the name of the filter again? Because I just have somebody asking in the chat here.
Yeah, the one that I've seen that looks like the best is the 3M virus, and I think it's a stage 5. So if you go to Lowe's or Home Depot, you'll see all the different stages. You could get like a 3-pack for $5, and you could spit through those right there. Like I could hold it up now, you would still see my face. Or you could get the virus particle, HEPA, small micron, and those are about $50 each. And 3M is the leading name in these filters. But buy that now, put them in every property, let your tenants know. Here's the things that we're doing for COVID. These are the checklists that I like to put in place. Real quick.
Important, and really quickly, sorry, Michael, but like that's important because somebody might say, well, why do I got to do that? I have the tenant in there. Well, if the tenant's thinking of leaving, they might not because they know what you're doing. It's that extra added value that you're bringing to the tenant. Because as Michael mentioned, treat your tenants like customers, like a business would. And so when they're maybe thinking of leaving for $50 less because the next door neighbor's renting out their property, they're going to look at and think, well, man, Michael brought this for me. He fixed all the sticker. He put all the stickers down, made sure that he's protecting us and all the other tenants. It goes a long way.
Buy the masks. Yeah, I bought a 5-pack of Hanes masks at Walmart for like $12. Buy them all masks. Say, hey, this is for you. I got grocery gift cards if they're having trouble right now. And you're absolutely right. If they're thinking about moving, you say, no problem. I understand. Just make sure anywhere you go has the right HEPA virus filter, has the right this, has the right that. And guess what? They're not going to have it unless they're one of the hundreds of people here today. They are not going to have that because people just generally don't think like this.
Don't know. They don't think about the micro. That's why I love you, Michael, because you bring the macro mindset, the why, the psychology, but then you go right down to the micro of having a sticker of a social distancing sticker in your property. So I appreciate that. Continue. We got a good 7, 8, 9 minutes, my man. So good. We can stretch this out. You're bringing so much value, and tons of messages are coming in the chat that they're going to the website. Tyler, make sure that we put it back in there. Guys, don't waste any time right now. Open up another browser on this computer. Get signed up for the free gift. And thank you again, Michael, that you brought to all of the marathoners today. Continue.
Okay, so the other thing about not only being good business with putting all the COVID things in place that we just talked about, but also you're protecting your ass as a landlord. You're protecting your butt as an investor. What if somebody gets sick in your property? What if somebody gets sick and gets really injured or hurt or, unfortunately dies or something, and you didn't do anything to save them? It's similar to fire safety. Anyone who's been to my investor summit, I do a whole session on safety, fire safety, egress windows, checklists on your fire inspection, checklists on your batteries. I've had 2 fires. Nobody's got hurt, but the last thing I would want, not only for myself, but also for the people, like I don't want to hurt anyone to get hurt in my properties. So I put all the fire safety, and this is no different. The COVID safety is to keep people safe, is to do the right thing. And if somebody, God forbid, somebody does get hurt or sick in your property, you can show the proof that you've done everything you could as a landlord. So that's super important. When you think about not only making money, but mitigating risk, this is one of the ways you mitigate your risk by doing the right thing. Okay, we have defined outdoor spaces. So in multi-units, often there's not defined outdoor spaces. It's kind of, you just share a space, whether it's a 2-unit or 3-unit home or a 6-plex or a 12-plex. Think about and this isn't always possible, but think of if you can define outdoor spaces, because people, especially during the warmer months, people are not congregating inside, they're congregating outside. All this has to do, let's go high level now, Jas, like you said, all this has to do with following people's behavior patterns and just aligning your business to what the patterns that people already have. You're not creating anything new. You're not inventing anything. You're just observing how people behave, and you are just providing what people need. You're getting in between the behavior and the result. That's all you're
reverse engineering it.
Yeah. So if people wear masks, get the masks. You're not making a policy that they have to wear masks. You're just observing, and you're providing a part of your service. You're not telling people they have to go outside, but you've probably observed that people would rather be outside on a patio than inside a restaurant. And where I live, they're putting all the parking lots or patios. So make an outdoor space in your unit. Another one I have that we've got from our students is CMHC is really far behind on multiplex approvals. So if you are looking, give it at least 6 to 8 weeks extra for the financing of the CMHC to be complete. So what's happening is speed strategies are not great strategies right now. Things are taking longer. Financing is taking longer. CMHC approvals are taking longer. Showings for you guys are probably taking longer on the on the realty and broker side. Definitely. So everything's just a little bit longer, right? So
you gotta have a little bit more patience right now. Even you mentioned financing, and we have Mr. Callum Ross coming on after. You can tell the pre-approval process is taking longer, and let alone the actual full approval process. Everything is taking longer. So just be aware of it. Number one, be patient and kind with people. I see permits are taking longer, I hear in there.
patient and kind with people, but also build it into your business model. Because I have some strategies that are speed is of the essence. If you got to be in first, and if you're not in first, you're not going to get it. Well, those don't work as well today. So just build the lack of speed into your business model. Okay, number 4 and 5. I see someone asking for 5. 4 is people are looking for more space. So when you are advertising your space for rent, have a purpose-built work and live space. So try to create a little niche or a little corner, a little alcove that is the workspace. Buy office furniture, which is also really behind in ordering. So buy it now. Tenants and buyers are usually looking for one more bedroom so that they can work from home. So if you're buying pre-construction or you're going condos, splurge for that bigger unit, right? A little bit more money, buy the bigger unit with the den or with the extra bedroom, or wait for that bigger unit. And you're talking to the experts in Canada and the world from what I've seen on pre-construction and on buying the condo spaces and making sure they work. So Jas and Simeon can help you with that. But my advice and what we've heard from our students is buy that extra space. Larger homes, people like larger homes, more outdoor space, defined outdoor space. And so that's what people want. They want more space and they want the work from home spaces.
Now, Michael, I want to take it really back high level for a second as well. I spoke about the why earlier on. Why did you start to invest into real estate? For the hundreds of people that are on this right now that have not heard from you, because in the real estate world, they maybe have been living under a rock, haven't heard of your organization, Keyspire, haven't heard of you. What made you, why real estate for you, Michael?
Oh my goodness, that's a good question. Well, I'll answer it in the short answer. I was 20 years old when I started with my business partner, Scott. And we're still business partners on some properties and with Keyspire. To be honest, at the beginning, I was 20 years old. It was for the money. I wanted to be rich. I wanted to be wealthy. I wanted to have the cars and the women and all that stuff. That's why I started, to be honest. I was 20 years old. That's completely changed now. And I had all that stuff. I've had the fancy cars, the boats, the vacation homes. Guess what, Jas? I sold it all because that's not what makes you happy. That was actually more of a pain in the ass because there was maintenance. I live a maintenance-free life. You wouldn't think of it by my hair, but I like to live a maintenance-free life. I want to just do this least as possible. I don't want to fix a boat or to service it or have
like a boat and a horse, right? If anything that eats while you sleep is probably not a good investment.
Exactly it. So I rent all that stuff. I still love it.
I love it. Yeah.
We're going to do a boat. We rent the boat. We're going on the boat. We were on the boat yesterday. We're going to do that stuff. So for me, it started out to be about the money because I realized real estate is the way that people get rich. It is just the tried and tested truth throughout history, unless you're going to be an internet mogul and win the lottery with with a Google or a Facebook internet business, the 1 in a million real estate. So it started.
I think it's like 95% of millionaires created their wealth within real estate.
That's it. It's like the stat was crazy. So that's why we started. We knew that stat. Then it shifted into being able to provide for my family. So it's less about the money, more about my family. Today, it's about being able to impact people. This is what I know in life. And so this is how I can impact the most amount of lives. And I love doing this. I'm doing it on a Saturday morning on my anniversary while I'm at the cottage with my family. You can tell how much I freaking love being part of this with you.
I love it, my man.
So that's about impacting lives. Yeah.
Perfect. And that's exactly what you are doing. It's more, let me backtrack and say that's exactly what you've already done. And I just know you want to continue to do it. Michael, can you do a recap of the 5 trends again, just in case somebody came on at the end?
So number 1, motivated sellers. The market is full of motivated sellers now, more than any time in history since 2008 was the last redistribution of wealth. Number 2, vacation rentals. Every city in vacation rentals has gone up 20-25%. Find a way to make it more efficient, get more heads in beds if you have vacation rentals. If not, look for off the beaten path cities and areas where people may want a vacation in this new world. Multi-units, run them like a business, have the COVID signs, get the masks, get the hand sanitizer, and most importantly, get that HVAC filter today because they will be out of stock. Number 4, people are looking for more space. So buy that bigger unit or bigger rental house when you can. Have defined outdoor spaces for people to spend their time. Number 5, we need to get to, but this is real quick. Expect kids to be at the showings when you sell a property or when you rent it. We were doing this all summer. Kids are home all summer. Well, they're home all summer usually, but they were home before that. A lot of kids are staying home even though the schools are opening up. If parents come up to the rental property and the kids are acting up or bored, or they're not acting up, but they just want to leave because they're not interested, the parents will not look at your property to get the heck out of there. So have an iPad with the kids show, have the TV with the kids show. We used to do toys, but we don't do that anymore because of COVID right now. So kids will be there. Anticipate that, have something for them. And number 6, here's the bonus one. I got about 12 of these, but I can only do these. Renovators are busy. Book everything in advance. My father-in-law is a carpenter that builds high-end homes. He says everything is backed up, pressure-treated lumber, everything. The supply chains are completely disrupted. John, one of our coaches, is a trained home inspector. He said everything is backed up on the material side. Everything is backed up, and renovators are backed up. They had 2 months where they didn't work, so they're catching up on jobs. So if you're going to do a job today, you should have booked it 2 months ago. If you're doing a job in December, book it today because everything is backed up. And I'll stop there.
Michael, I can't thank you enough, my man. Not only did you right away say yes to being on this marathon, you did it on your 8-year anniversary. Big shout out to your wife, the boss, as we know. Tell her, please, a massive thank you from REC. Kendra, you're just a beautiful soul. I know where Michael gets the good looks, keeps that smile going. And so I appreciate your time, my man. Thank you